Good morning. Happy Monday. Deb and I here, and it is a magical, beautiful day to plant some seeds because it is the first day of spring. And for the first time in a while, I am energetic. I'm feeling more alive than ever this year. And I'm so thankful that today, again, is the first day of spring. It is a great time to plant seeds. And wow, what a weekend for me of like self actualization of how much growth that I've had. And I would say like at least the last five years. And that pertains to it was St. Patty's Day on Friday. This was like one of the first years I can remember that I wasn't like, I'm going out, I'm gonna party. And it was one of my favorite holidays just to let loose and forget about world. And this time I was like, you know what? Maybe I can just go out and have a drink and still have a good time. So a lot of growth for myself and my drinking patterns. And I'm just so excited that it's the first day of spring. We can talk more about rituals or what people are doing because it is, I think, one of the greatest times to plant seeds for the rest of the year as well. We have a new moon coming up, so we want to get into astrology. So, Deb, how are you feeling this morning?
Oh my gosh, I love the sunshine this weekend. We were driving yesterday. We had about a 3-hour drive. And like, I don't know, there's something about the sun that just energizes you. And I totally forgot it was the first day of spring, but that totally makes sense on kind of where I'm at too, because you talked about rituals and, I've been looking at, some things that have crept up, like my closet needs to be cleaned out, spring cleaning, like really opening the windows and letting the fresh air in for myself. Just like getting yoga, cleansing my body, just doing a detox. It's such a great time to kind of do those things. And you're right, the new moon, what a great time to, like you say, plant seeds, because this is the time to really set intentions on what you want your spring or what you want to harvest in the fall. So really being intentional on what you want. But this is a great time. And the sun is already shining on the first day of spring. And I'm just so excited. I love springtime. I just remember somebody so clearly. I think it was a minister,
Mm.
as my grandma was in the hospital, like this is years and years ago, and just how he talked about the smells of spring, that like when it's melting and you can smell it and the birds are chirping and the sun is out and it just makes your day so great. So I'm excited too about the first day of spring, even though I didn't even really, I kind of forgot.
And I love that you mentioned like getting outside and smelling the fresh air. And who knows, maybe it's just like because we think it is. However, if we get out and see maybe if there's some new buds that are coming out, and that is effortless with nature. Nature has this beautiful way of like kind of letting go in the fall, hibernating in the winter. And as much as there's New Year's resolutions, New Year's intentions, I'm not saying they aren't important and don't stop doing them because of the timing of the year. Like if that's working for you, go for it. However, like if you made some New Year's resolutions, right now is a great time to do a check-in. Okay, it's been almost a few months. What is working, what's not working, level set and plant some more seeds. And it could be as like if this is resonating with you, like very specific things that you want to do and what the outcome looks like. Or maybe it's like a higher overarching, like planting just more general dreams that you want to do. Like you don't know what that next job is going to be, or you have something that's percolating your body. And some people I know are like very specific. And it could just be like, where is your level of dreaming? Because as a garden sometimes naturally grows as you nurture it, so will these dreams. However, first you need to start planting them. And again, going back to like when you say go out and smell it, maybe take some time in nature and just bask in the awe of what is around you to inspire you, because there's something inside you that wants to grow. There's something inside you that wants to be nurtured and taken care of so that it can bud into something even more beautiful. So I love that you mentioned that. I'm going to go out, I think, for a walk um, around lunch and just take a look at what's growing, because we've planted seeds years ago, last week, right now. We're constantly doing it. So what do we want to nurture in our garden to make grow? And I just think that's so beautiful. I love spring. I'm so excited for the flowers.
Me too. I think that's such a wonderful analogy too, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm intending for this or I want this, but they're not seeing it happen quite as quickly. But if you look at Mother
Mm-hmm.
Nature and the glory of all the seasons and how it is so cyclical on, like you said, in the spring planting the seeds, you harvest it in the fall, and then there's a little hibernation time. So if you're not seeing the results as soon as you want, like don't be dismayed by that. Just trust in the process of how cycles just happen naturally, and not trying to force it, because you can't force a flower to grow. You can't force nature to happen. It just naturally does. So
Mm-hmm. And keeping in mind, some things take longer to nurture. Like I heard a story that a
trusting the
pineapple,
process too of if you
yeah, there's a little bit of delay. Anyway, yeah, trusting in the process. Like it's, or maybe that type of flower wasn't for you, and then another one bloomed. However, you got to plant something.
what about you were saying something about a pineapple? What did you hear about a pineapple?
I love this story. So now when you see a pineapple, so you can maybe have some more patience. A pineapple, once planted, takes 18 months to grow.
Oh
Eight-
wow.
18, that's longer than a little human body.
I think I'm gonna appreciate pineapple a little bit more. I love pineapple,
Yeah, and
right?
then once you pop it out, you can plant one more in there, and that takes like I still think it's like 9 months to grow. So if you're wondering like why isn't this working? A pineapple takes 18 months to deliciously enjoy. So maybe your goal or whatever it is, like it's not like, I don't know, something that grows a little bit quicker. I'm thinking herbs grow really quickly. I don't know if that's true. I didn't do
I,
any research
I
on
was
that.
I was trying to grow some basil, and it I don't have a green thumb, so it didn't work out for me. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to try again, and it doesn't mean that I'm not going to persevere and maybe try and grow some basil. But but I think just also like when you do plant those things and you see it, like appreciating that
Mm,
process of just seeing the bud and then watching it slowly bloom over time. I think just honoring that, not honoring the process, but really celebrating that process too, that it doesn't just like shoot right up and turn into a flower. It takes time. It has like a little bud, and then it sprouts. So I think just really honoring the process is really important too. But I think this is a great time. I love opening the windows and just letting that fresh air in, and
mm.
especially when it's on a sunny day, and just doing the spring cleaning, getting rid of stuff that doesn't maybe honor your process of what you're trying to intend to make happen. I know for me, it's definitely spring cleaning is closets, and just getting rid of junk just piles up over the winter. So getting rid of that stuff that that doesn't need to be in your space.
Yeah, take a look at it, and you can feel sometimes like that one t-shirt that you have, and maybe it's been something to you in the past, how it reminds you of like the two ex-boyfriends or something, and it has that energy attached to it. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Or that picture that you thought that you'd really love and it just isn't suiting your style anymore. Give it to someone else that might really love it. Again, like that exchange of energy, and clean out the fluff, like the little fluff bunnies that are maybe sitting in a corner somewhere that that don't get to that often, or treat yourself to a cleaner. There's
Or
so
even
many
just
different
change
things.
change something around, like just
Mhm.
just make a few subtle changes just to freshen up your space. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to go repaint your room, although I have some touch-ups that I need to do. But you don't have to, it doesn't have to be big to make changes in your space. They have lovely little flowers and stuff at the dollar store that you could bring into your space just to make it a little bit more special.
I love that. Reframe something. Yeah, there's just it's it's such a great time. I'm so excited. So excited to have a Monday where I don't feel like I'm dragging my butt anymore. Something's
Yeah,
shifting in the energy.
I was pretty excited to get out of bed this morning too. And I think, just with the time change, and I think the equinox really stands for equal light of day and night. And that's what the equinox really stands for. So I do notice a difference in my energy just based on the fact that we seem to have more daylight. I'm more excited to get out of bed. yeah, I'm loving the longer days. It's still light out at 6:30, 7 o'clock now, and that's exciting to me. So I'm with you there. The energy is definitely shifting. So enjoy.
Equal days, equal nights, right? Like that yin and yang. We gotta have one with the
Absolutely.
other.
Absolutely. So I don't know about you, but do you do you were talking about the new moon. What are some
Mm.
things that maybe you do around the new moon to really plant seeds for what you would like to see happen?
I usually check and see what moon it is. So we're going into Aries season, and Aries is very fiery. If anyone has any Aries in their life, a little fire, a little spark. And again, that kind of goes into where we are right now in the spring, right? That new energy. So I definitely take a look at what vibe is going around. Sometimes I'll catch a new moon meditation so I can get into it a little bit deeper and then journal. So for new moon, it's calling in new intentions. And I don't think of it as the same as like planting seeds of manifestation. I think of it more as like a beingness. Like if I want to pull forth more courage or more consistency in my life, I might pull through those essences and really take a look at, okay, what do I need more of? And where do I want to level set this next lunar cycle? Because right now I'm feeling definitely I want to take quicker action. And again, like with Aries being a little bit more fiery, a little bit more exciting than some of like the grounding ones, like Taurus is next with
Mm.
like grounded energy. So I'm looking at like moving forward a little bit more quickly and taking bolder moves because I feel like this past like start of the year, I've I don't want to say played small. I've definitely felt more like that hibernation. I just wanted time to almost transcend or relax a little bit. So now I'm feeling the energy. So I'll do a new moon and like take a look at what do I want to call forth in front of me with all these seeds that I'm planting of ideas. Because these ideas are really great. And like you say, you have to cultivate them. You
Yeah,
have to maybe water them. You have to take action. Just because you plant a seed doesn't mean you got to leave it. Like someone else might pick it up, like a little rabbit or something. Like you have to make sure you're like planting the garden and nurturing it and watering it and maybe feeding it and whatever else, right? Weeding it, like taking out the weeds. So there's a lot that goes with it. And I find with the lunar energy, that's the time it's like, how do I want to like take care of my garden?
I love that. And I think it's like I don't follow the moon cycles. Maybe I should a little bit more because I always find that even though I don't necessarily follow them, and it's not even necessarily that I would plan things around them, but it's just interesting that you tell me that there's a new moon and like I'm starting to take a new certification this weekend, really starting to work with a new coach on really creating something great. So I just think it's interesting that you say there's a new moon and I'm like, I have all this new stuff coming this week and just this energy of really wanting to get, you know, clean out my house, clean out the closets, really invite this new energy in. So I think that's just an interesting perspective that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many like new things I'm going to start doing yoga this week,
Mhm.
starting some new trends. So I love it. And I hope that everybody watching or listening later on the replay really hones in on this spring energy and make it, I don't know, make it special for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. And we will be back on Thursday with our episode of Connected Conversations, where we're going to be talking about abundance and again next Monday live to kickstart your week. I hope you have